sing along with this one too if you want. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'm sooner by defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye. I'm defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. Unlimited. My future is unlimited. And I just had a vision, almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy. True, the vision's hazy, but I swear someday I'll be up in the sky, defying gravity, flying so high, defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. So if you can't find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those who ground me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I defy gravity. Flying high, defying gravity, and soon I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me
Ha ha, quick. Ha ha. Shelly nailed this song. How is everybody tonight? I've got a handful of people in here. So, title of my live stream is Comforting Mid-Century Ugliness. I am exceedingly comforted by this hideously ugly mid-century house. Let's see. Let me, So when I moved this past weekend, um, moved about a mile from my parents' old house, from where I grew up. And so, for a frame of reference, this is the house I grew up in. It was built in 1957. It is a mid-century ranch house. And believe me, when I was a very little girl, it had a lot of hideous mid-century decor, including avocado green appliances. So, I mean, just for a frame of reference, I didn't grow up in a big fancy house. I grew up in a 2,000 square foot ranch house in a suburban neighborhood. You know, not a snob. Anyway, um, so this house is about less than a mile from my parents' house. And I am just simply charmed. All the kitchen cabinets are original. The appliances are not. However, I am 100% certain that the original appliances were, you guessed it, avocado green. The reason being is that this house actually has the original pebble linoleum floor in it. There is a picture of the linoleum in this house. Faded, obviously, but very definitely the original flooring. But my Gen X heart loves this shit. I don't care that it's tacky and dated, and I just don't care. So, in my parents' house, above the kitchen sink, there were these little interior shutters. And they had little white knobs with a screw in the middle to secure them. And in this house above the kitchen sink are the same little shutters with the same little white knobs with the screws in the middle. You have no idea how many times I stood at that kitchen sink and looked at those white knobs. But yeah, it's nostalgic. Just thoroughly comforted, just the little whispers of growing up and home. What is not great about where I am living is the bed. It's not great. Therefore, when I get paid, I will be ordering a bed because yeah, the bed is just not great. But I've already got that planned out. I knew that the first night. That was probably why I fell asleep on my live stream on Sunday, because I had had very little sleep and most of it had happened in my chair. So Somebody had housing court today. Rebel had housing court. And apparently, I guess it was some preliminary final court hearing before scheduling some court date later in the month or later down the road. I don't know. But when I turned him on a little while ago, he was telling lots of lies. He was talking about how he told the landlord he and his mom couldn't keep up with the rent. Yeah, you couldn't keep up with the rent because the two of you were too busy keeping up with the weed. You need to just stop. Stop lying. Stop lying and say you didn't know what was going on. Why? Why do you climb trees and climb mountains to tell lies, Rebel, when it would be so much easier for you to stand on the ground and tell the truth? Cool, crits. It would be so much easier if you would just stand on the ground and tell the truth. You knew what was going on. See, the first thing out of your mouth when you received the notice to quit was that it wasn't to do with the back rent. You knew there was back rent due. You knew. And that was the whole drama with Candace Smithson. She was supposed to be helping you pay back rent. That was years ago. This back rent issue has been an ongoing thing for years. So, and yeah, Beth Meadows, you need to pick a lie. You can't say you didn't know, and at the same time, you told the office that you had a problem paying. Be honest, Rebel. Y'all could have paid it. You just didn't want to not buy weed. I get it. Paying rent sucks. But you need to pick a lie. This is to claim you didn't know. Everybody else knew. We all knew. This has been an ongoing thing. I just don't understand why you think people are going to buy this business that you're trying to sell people in regards to your memory, Rebel. I just, when you said y'all had a problem paying, maybe that's when you should have been looking for something cheaper. But see, here's the only problem with that, Rebel. You had issues finding that place because of what happened with your grandmother's house, because of the eviction on her record. You should have looked for something cheaper. But here's the problem. There wasn't any place that you and Ellen could go where y'all would bear no responsibility, because that's part of the program, is taking some of your responsibility. That's part of Section 8, is having to do a little to pay for where you're living. I mean, you might have had something a little less expensive than $276 whole dollars a month. I mean, which, by the way, is still less than half of what I'm paying for this room. You'd scream bloody murder if you were living in this house with its uh, dingy, dated panels and linoleum floors and original cabinetry. I mean, it's clean, but it's very, very dated and it's very ugly. I'm comforted by it because it reminds me of my childhood. But if I were going to live here, I would thoroughly update it. Thank you, Blues. And Hustle says he knew about rent and spoke publicly about it on YouTube as far back as Candace. So 2020. But yeah, having a roof over your head is a much bigger priority. I mean, did you think that because on the 5th of the month, after not paying the first time, Rebel, there was a moratorium going on rents, on evictions. You guys took advantage of that moratorium to let that delinquent rent just keep mounting up. You were talking about being accused of trying to retaliate. Who are you trying to retaliate against? And I don't believe you've lost your memory. I don't believe you remember the last 15 fucking years of your life, you little sped. I don't. Hey,
Hey, Liz, you mean to tell me that with all the legal education Connie has had in the last handful of years, he surely didn't commit perjury, did he?
yeah, it sounds like.
That's what
I
it
didn't
sounds like.
know.
Huh.
See, this wasn't just your responsibility. Your name is on that lease. You keep on talking about an eviction on your mom's record, an eviction on your mom's record, an eviction on your mom's record. It's on yours too, bruh. You've put that eviction around your neck now too, because your name is on the lease, which means you're equally responsible, even though it's not your Section 8. See, that's where you're mistaken. Because you're on the lease, you're responsible.
I think he's gonna play the old, no, I'm the dependent. She takes care of me. I don't know why I signed it.
I don't think he can do that because I think the SSI is for her. I mean, Brett makes jokes about it being Rebel's retard check, but I don't think that's the case. I never really have.
They would let Connie take care of her. Yikes.
See, there was never going to be some place that was free.
What do you mean, Blues? He was talking about eviction for Mary's. What's that?
Oh, I don't know.
Hey, JC Team Carver. Love it. The settlement was pretty good too, John.
Okay.
The park is free. in some states that, there's some out there that are saying, nope, no public sleeping. So stay awake or get out of our state.
Just a second.
Oh, what you were just talking about. Blue says that was Mary's place. Blues, in case you stop smoking marijuana, you might have to brush us up on what was Liz talking about. Oh, priorities, Liz.
Priorities.
I see you're all bundled up today. What's the temperatures?
Very cold to me.
Yeah, I'll bet
It's
so.
It is, let's see, what is the temperature outside? 45.
Ooh.
And let's see, it's getting colder. When I went out for a quick errand when I got off at 4 o'clock. Okay, so it feels like it's 34 because of the wind. So it's very overcast and it's not nearly as nice as it was yesterday.
Is that a Hello Kitty race car?
Yeah.
Awesome. 31 and foggy as fuck, Savvy Bear says. 34 here, Savvy, and we had maybe half an inch of snow dropped earlier. But as soon as the sun came out, it went away. KT says, do you know if it is also shows on your regard under evictions how long you were delinquent, how much you owed? I think it did on Connie's, didn't
it? Probably.
Didn't we have was the figure we had of 9,000 something we just calculated, or was it something on paperwork?
Just a second.
Team Carver?
Come here, baby.
He'll never sign lease again. He doesn't have to when it's cardboard.
Oh, he caught that one.
Are you starving, Topers? Because I'll tell you what, the state will come down on you faster than they will Connie for not taking care of Ellen. I want you to know.
Toby treats.
He has more energy in the smaller place, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, it's warmer in here.
Ah.
But yeah, I'm going to have to reconfigure my desk so I can put my new bed over here. Because, see, this bed is not a queen size bed. This is a twin size bed. It's not the size of it. It's just for me. But it's just so uncomfortable.
That's the size you'll use when your granddaughter visits for her.
I would not let my granddaughter sleep in this mattress. That's how much it sucks.
Well, is it hard? Is it broke? What's going on with it?
Lumpy and soft and sinky and ugh.
Old.
Look, I knew when I was moving in here, because I was paying so much less money, that I would really be starting over.
Yeah.
So, however, in some respects, I'm not. I mean, I've got much better kitchen access here and kitchen appliances and stuff to work with. Because there's lots of stuff. So there's lots of stuff for me to use to cook in that kitchen.
Nice. And your roommate, how often would you be even around your roommate?
I haven't even seen a roommate. I've been here all by myself this week. And it's because the roommate here, he's a truck driver. He's never home.
Mm-hmm.
Come here, baby. Tubbers. Come on. Where everybody can see you, little man. Come on.
He's on strike. It's like, I want more treats. I'll perform after the treats. This coat's so shiny there in the light.
He's a healthy boy. Yeah. The lady that I'm renting this house from, she says, oh, he looks very well for 13.
He is. I think it's the daily snacks.
Daily snacks and lots of spoiling.
Mm-hmm. He's looking at you like, is that it? Are you sure? Did I miscount?
Aw. Just a little while, baby. You can have wet food. Oh, he's looking at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He says, look at me. I'm so handsome. Tobers. He's paying attention.
Blue says the eviction is on Ellen's record. Beth says Blue's he's on this lease with Cheese Hog. And then I think it's his first with the celebration. I think you're referring to Connie's first lease. He's a big boy now. Or are you referring to Tober's?
Tobers.
Blue says, right. When Connie speaks of the eviction on Ellen's record, he is referring to the eviction from. Oh, I see. That's the only one, Blues? Because I thought there was more than that.
Yeah.
Huh. They don't count that one because remember, they think they own it. LK Kennedy's in the house. Hey, LK. Good premiere earlier.
So, what we're going to play now, Hassel, is this little disturbing piece.
Uh-oh.
Or, as I like to call it, Not Without My Mother, starring Rebel Ellen.
Okay.
Y'all would know I don't have a very long life ahead of me. And I wouldn't want a long life ahead of me at this point. Like, that's what people don't get. I don't even want, like, even if I had the chance to live a lavish lifestyle, not after my mom dies, I wouldn't give a fuck, because, like, that means, like, all that time when she was alive, the last good years of her life, when I wasn't successful, when I couldn't even protect her, that's going to kill me. I won't want to have a good life. I would rather suffer at that point, because that's how much pain I'll be in. I don't care about having a good life anymore if I can't give her a good life. If I can't protect her, it's meaningless. It's meaningless. She's the only family I have left, as far as I'm concerned. And life ain't gonna be worth living if I don't have the person I love in my life. If I don't have my mom. Couldn't even protect her. What makes people think I'm gonna have a future? She's my future. If something happens to her, when something happens to her, no.
Yes.
No, I will not have a future. No, I refuse. I will refuse. I would more be willing to live in the motherfucking streets at that point or end up dead. And it hurts because there's a lot of people that care about me on here. And I know that might make them upset, but I'm not trying to hurt y'all.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Rebel, as someone who was very much traumatized by the loss of her mother, it is against the natural order of things for your mother to outlive you.
Mm-hmm.
You are supposed to have a future after your mother departs the mortal coil.
Mm-hmm.
You are supposed to move forward. You are supposed to live. Life can and will be good again after a traumatic loss.
Hey, Tiny T. He did go to court, LK. And what, he's going back again in 2 weeks? Or what? Do we know?
I don't know what the date is yet. I'm
Yeah.
sure Blues will have that information at some point.
So basically delayed again. And I'm not sure what was the reason it's delayed today.
Well, I think they were just finalizing that there's no mediation.
Okay.
Rebel, all of this could have been avoided had you just listened to people. You had adults, and I'm going to say they're adults because you're not. You had adults screaming at you, telling you that you needed to get your head on straight, that you needed to think about tomorrow. People that were used to paying rent and paying for bills, that were used to making ends meet. You had people telling you you couldn't have that delinquent rent go. You had Candace Smithson try to help you with it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I think she thought she was paying it off at that time, didn't she?
I guess so.
Yeah. So when she handed him that $1,600, she felt that he was out of debt. He was going to start doing something about it to avoid that kind of thing in the future. And here we are, 2024, and eviction court today.
As someone who has buried both of their parents, no one's parents are their future. Not in the long haul.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Everyone's future with their parents is to lose them. That's your future.
And that's the way your parents will want it.
And it's the natural order of things,
Yep.
for crying out loud.
Yep.
And it's that sort of thinking. I'm so sorry, Tiny T.
Aw. Sorry to hear about that. I hope you're doing well, Tiny. You know, you got an angel.
Yeah, she's my future. I can't live without her. Nah, of course you can't. You depend on her Section 8 and her food stamps.
Yep. Massachusetts is footing the bill for all their needs. And they're shooting themselves in the foot by not even paying that small 200 and whatever it was a month rent.
I mean, Rebel, let's be honest. You can't live without her. You need her Section 8. You need her food stamps. You need that monthly stipend to buy weed every month, right? Because nobody here's buying it now. And yeah, you're getting cigarettes out of people, but not weed.
Liz K, you've got some of the greatest clippers in the community in your chat, girl. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I am.
Do you know who Mr. Nobody is?
Mr. Nobody.
I don't know who he is, but I know that I caught him somewhere and somebody's wearer, and his graphics is what drew me to him. And I think you do the graphics for your dad's show, if I'm not mistaken. And that's how I found your dad. I haven't had a chance to catch any of his lives lately, but yeah. Am I right about that, Mr. Nobody? Yeah, they're just really good editing. You know, mine's shit. If you guys have seen any of my videos, mine is like cutting and pasting like a 3-year-old. I'll be honest.
Alan Kennedy, I played your Huckleberry clip the other day. As cringe as it is for Corrosive to have to hear,
Play it again.
It's something that everybody should be reminded of.
Oh, I must have you confused, Mr. Nobody. I better sub you. Who am I mixing you up with the great graphics? Oh well.
But everybody should be reminded of
It
what
is you,
type.
Mr. Nobody. Sorry, Liz. You're the one I'm thinking of, Mr. Nobody. Yep, that's the guy.
Let's see what we got new. Still don't have the new one.
The Ernie memes, but also somebody else is in those memes. The guy with the boat dinghy in his hand and the old-fashioned swimsuit. Who is that?
Mm.
I'm talking to Mr. Nobody. Sorry, I'm having a personal conversation with somebody that I don't know. Oh, God bless her, LK. She's 92, huh? Ask her all those questions, LK. Think about questions that you need to know now. You never know when you don't get to ask them again.
So this is also from yesterday.
Tomorrow is our court date. It's supposed to be the summary process. Like I have stuff ready, most like evidence that I have. So like I've spent a lot of time working on it. But like in all honesty, like it'd be a lot easier or better if we could just mediate, with the landlord for just, decent amount of time to stay, to find a place. At first I was like thinking maybe like,
You got to notice
nothing
May, bro.
like a year. Like we don't need.
Yep.
I don't want to stay here a year or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to stay here. Like I want to get the hell out of here as quickly as I can. But with that eviction on my mom's record from 5 years ago, makes it really hard to like get accepted into a place. So like I just want to be sure that I got enough time to find her a place with under the circumstances, and so hopefully tomorrow if we can be able to mediate, and they can somewhat be reasonable, then that'll be good. That attorney, what Daniel DeLay, I never signed.
They wanted you wanted them to be reasonable? Rebel.
One more year.
What is reasonable about racking up $9,000 in rent? Rebel's mother is 68. She'll be 69 next month.
I thought her birthday's in December.
January.
Well, Connie's is in January, so. But he had court last year at this time and was mad that it was the day after her birthday.
She got evicted from the place in Boston, too, before they leached off of Marion West Roxbury.
Well, since this time in May, he has gone from a couple communities where, his grift was, I'm getting evicted, I need money, and it worked for him, and he was handed money to where he could have started the process of finding a new place, or even a used car is better than no place to live in, right, guys? If you had several $100s handed to you since mid-May, wouldn't you be, well, I can't afford a home or down first month's rent. Why don't I look at getting a used car for now so mom and I have something, since I beat the shit out of her last vehicle and spent all that repair money on weed instead of getting it fixed.
Rebel, you've been running from this. See, you were talking about how your mother is so scared every time somebody comes to the door and you jump and you get... See, this is exactly what happened before. When you were in grandma's house, you took the $10,000 and then you squatted and you ran from it. You ran from what was going to happen. You didn't want to confront it. You didn't want to leave. You wanted to pretend like things were just going on as normal, like nothing had changed. And when the contractors showed up, they were a cruel, cold reminder of how that wasn't the case. And because they were there to make some repairs and reminding you of what was to happen, y'all got mad. You acted like retarded, cornered animals.
Yeah. And then went to court today and committed perjury, saying that he didn't know, yet he did know because he was grifting for rent money back in 2020, as far back as that with our community, and that he couldn't afford it. Was that the other one, or couldn't come up with the money when he's on welfare? State of Massachusetts gives him that money to pay his portion, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, he talks about after bills. Don't buy weed, rebel. If you can't pay your rent, don't buy weed. I didn't buy weed last week because I was paying for my last week's rent in my old place, and I was paying for a full month's rent in this place. So I didn't buy weed. I've had a lot of other stuff to worry about, so I had to ration what I had.
John Clark, I think something was kind of said about that was going to be Ellen's claim. I think that she was clueless about it, assuming that Rebel had been taking care of her stuff. But we all know that she's the one running the money, right? I mean, he's been busted stealing $5 out of her purse more than once, I think. Yeah, she's the one in control of the money as far as what he's told us.
Retainer for him to represent us.
Let's play this.
And if I knew that he was just going to come to court and just play attorney for the day bullshit, they have attorneys for the day over at housing court. I didn't have to reach out to Metro West Legal Services for fucking some bullshit public defender sort of BS,
you're indigent poor. Anything you get is going to be a public defender.
Sent letter to my home, asking if I want him to reach out to the landlord to see if we can, if he can, work something out to at least give us 3 months to stay here, or whatever, 2 or whatever he was saying. But it's just like, dude, I don't even want you to contact me. I answered him back, and
there you go. Cutting off your nose to spite your fugly face, rebel.
Yeah, I would imagine he would need that legal advice to mediate and move forward.
This is what happened. This lawyer talked to your landlord and found out about the evidence against you, about the evidence that says the two of you basically have squatted there for 5 years without paying any rent, that you just let it mount up and mount up and mount up. That 30% is an obligation of the program. It is a stipulation. Rebel, what don't you get? They're both on the least critical thinking cap. But yeah.
Both on lease and both on court records.
I'm like, stop contacting me. I never signed a retainer. I'm like, I basically broke it down. I'm like, you did absolutely nothing to help me and my mom.
Okay, so this is what happened. He told you that there was really nothing that he could do to get you out of the eviction process, that you and your mother were going to be evicted regardless. What he did try to tell you, that he was going to try to get you 3 months so you and mom wouldn't get kicked out in the dead of fucking winter, because there are no laws against that in Massachusetts. There are no laws against kicking out even a disabled elderly woman out in the freezing fucking cold in the state of Massachusetts. They can and they will. Women, children, elderly, disabled. They can. That lawyer was trying to do you a solid by saying he could try to get you 3 months so y'all wouldn't be kicked out in the dead of winter. You are a stupid, ignorant motherfucker, always cutting off your nose to spite your fucking face.
I told you about, her conditions and circumstances, and you completely disregarded us as human beings. Just like, stop freaking contacting me. Like, you're lucky I don't report you to the Attorney General's office. Just like, get the hell out of here, Daniel DeLay. Like, don't fucking speak to me, dude. Fucking loser. I was like, if me and my mom end up homeless or evicted, I'm partially blaming you, Daniel DeLay. And seriously, like, I really am, because, like, he fucked up the mediation, the last court date. If he didn't work my mom up within the first 5 minutes of sitting down with us, like, we would have been able to mediate. She would have been able to stay calm. Like, this dude intentionally, like, got on her nerves. It's like,
Liz, can you
Yeah,
pause that for
hostile.
a second? Remember back when he was going to court over the El Sancho thing or whatever, and Huck was going to come out there and help him out. And then the conversation amongst everybody else was, go for it, Huck, because we all know how Connie does it. Anybody that tries to help him ends up being the one that hurt him, and he's now a victim of your help. And that's exactly what he's doing to this legal advisor or whatever. I don't know what he's got. Is it an attorney that he's got? I have no idea. But that's what he's doing. This guy's trying to help him with this eviction. Some guy just want to help him, and now all of a sudden Connie's the victim of this guy's help. Leave him alone. I don't want to, I didn't sign nothing. Why are you bugging me?
It's okay. So according to the paperwork, what Rebel wanted was for the slate to be wiped.
Yep.
And you can stay. That's what he wanted. That's what he was asking for in those documents that squatting organization helped them with.
Yep. Let me stay and I'll start paying next month, right?
Yeah, he wanted the slate wiped clean and for them to get to stay. That's what he wanted. Give me my home. Give me possession of my home. That was what was on the paperwork. And he wanted his way. And when the attorney said, I'm sorry, Mr. Strollis, there's nothing that we can do to stop the eviction from happening. It's just gone on too long. He said, you didn't do anything to help me, blah, 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 usual horse shit. And the attorney comes back with, well, I can try to get you 3 months. Because, here in Texas, they don't give you 3 months. Ungrateful little shit. Fuck you.
Some don't even give you 3 days. 48 hours. Be gone.
I just,
but it's just like, F that, But my mom, she just made some food, so I gotta go, y'all. Yeah, I gotta run too. I gotta get out of here.
Food that other people bought.
Run to the kitchen table 3 feet away.
No, I don't want to join the military, I don't think. But all right, y'all, I gotta go. I'll maybe talk to y'all later after I get some rest or something, if I decide to come back on here. But I appreciate y'all hanging out.
Wow. So his message on that whole thing was he's a victim and that Mr. DeLay is harassing him.
So
Yes.
Richard Cheese brought up something, and I thought I would show it again because there's some different people in the chat. We got El Kennedy here. Got Mr. Nobody. We got Tooch. They're here. But yeah, His weed expenses alone could have covered his rent and more. So let's keep in mind that Rebel's share was $276 a month. Rebel smokes at least a pack a day. When he doesn't have weed, he smokes more than a pack. Sometimes he just chain smokes. He's an admitted chain smoker. So his rent share was $276. So this time about 3 years ago, Rebel was living really high on the hog.
Yeah, he was.
And so he was buying $12 a pack cigarettes. 30 days of $12 a pack cigarettes is $360. Times were leaner, and he's buying $10 a pack cigarettes, $300. Now, for the past year, he's been reduced to $8 a pack. That's $240 a month. He's too good for that, Mr. Nobody. It's too much like work. So, but I'm not done. See, I am not done.
Nope, she ain't done, you guys.
Let's do this. The cigarettes aren't even the worst of it. So, Rebel lives in Massachusetts. Not only are cigarettes very expensive in Massachusetts, Rebel's got a very expensive marijuana habit. This time, about 2.5, 3 years ago, he was living really high on the hog. He was going to the dispensary and buying eights for $35 and $40 a piece. And he and Mom Squatch were basically taking an eighth to the face a day. I'm telling you, these numbers that I'm about to give you guys are very, very conservative.
Mm-hmm.
And the bedtime clown live stream where he goes off on the weed that he had purchased bears the story on that. So these are very conservative numbers. So let's say Rebel, about 3 years ago, I'll do this in a little different order this time. About 3 years ago, he was smoking really high on the hog. Let's say he was paying about $300 an ounce for weed. 14 grams a week, 2 1-gram joints a day at $300 an ounce. That's $600 a month. If he were smoking an ounce a week at $300 an ounce, that's $1,200 a month. Now, keep in mind, those numbers are just for him. It doesn't include Ellen at all. Ellen smokes too. She smokes just as much as he does. $250 an ounce, 14 grams a week, 2 1-gram joints per day, $500 a month at $250 an ounce. 28 grams a week, that's an ounce per week. That's $1,000 a month. So then we've got $200 an ounce weed. $400 a month for a half ounce a week. $800 a month for an ounce a week. Well, at the time, he was letting all of this rent go. See, what he's doing now, he's not smoking the way he was before.
Yes, it's true. Adjust your focus. Addictions are expensive. Yuck. I know, Beth. I was sitting here thinking, Liz, couldn't you just say, instead of giving us the numbers, could you just say, a trip to the dispensary every day? we understand that math.
But yeah, you got Elle Kennedy who says she rolls and can smoke cigs all month for $55.
Yeah.
So, he's got this extremely expensive marijuana habit
That he blames us for. He's become accustomed to it because of the donations.
Right. He became accustomed, and then he blamed everybody else. You got me used to this lifestyle, he said.
Yeah, but the truth was his one dealer that he had remember 3-4 years ago, he had that dealer that would come, but I think he even screwed that guy over and then was left with just the dispensaries, wasn't he?
So all of his cries about how his mom couldn't keep up with the rent, he could. He was getting plenty of donations, but he was spending it on his fun stuff, the stuff he wanted. Hey, I get it. Buying socks sucks, but you still got to have them on your feet. Just like you should have a roof over your head, Rebel. Realize they are boring expenses and they don't make you feel good. Although socks on my feet feel pretty good sometimes. It's cold.
Yeah, absolutely. Tiny T, how long did it take you to save that money from not smoking to get the house mortgage, to get the house and pay the mortgage? Hey, Michelle.
I mean, it's like, dude, you are so ungrateful.
Mm-hmm.
The Rotary Club got your stuff out of storage.
Yep.
You had people make your first and last month's rent. You had probably Catholic Charities, if I were just guessing, or some other organization that helps people like you. Somebody bought you and your mom brand new fucking beds, you little asshole. But it wasn't good enough, was it? Only having to pay less than $300 a month in a suburb like Sharon, little preppy town, that wasn't good enough. See, you got your mother somewhere safe. You got her somewhere where she was living in a safe place, but you squandered it on your weed habit. And now you want people to think, oh, she just couldn't keep up with it. You're the one who said she doesn't know what's going on. So which is it? Could she not keep up with it, or she doesn't know what's going on? Did you not know about it, or did you tell your landlord that your mom couldn't keep up with the rent? Again, which one was it?
Well, and either answer, if she is supposed to be his caretaker in this Massachusetts welfare situation, how do you continue to get to take care of that dependent and get the income from the state when you're admitting to either one of those in court? Obviously, she, if she can't do it or she can't remember, why is she taking care of an adult son that's 35-year-old that's supposedly disabled, or whatever the grift they're putting on the state of Massachusetts is?
And how you thought that this was on your mom to pay it and not you. Your name's on the lease. You were living there. You're putting your feet under her table. I mean, you were a grown up. You were a grown man living in her house. You should have felt obligated to help with bills.
Well, he sort of kind of was the marijuana bill, right?
Yeah, but that's not.
Not the rent.
Even when he was just smoking like a fiend, mom wasn't using her money to pay for it. What was mom using her money for while you were smoking like a baller on the backs of the community?
Well,
They need rep payee. She needs a rep payee, and I think she's trying to represent Rebel as her rep payee.
uh-huh. Am I hearing something in the background?
What was that?
I don't know. It's not me. Is it you?
Oh, it's my phone. Never mind.
You're in a new place. You're starting to think, holy shit.
She needs a rep payee. And believe me, Rebel, hey, as much as you hate the idea of it, if you are approved for SSI, Rebel, you will have one. And it won't be your mother to let you spend it on all the weed you want, on cigarettes and bud. Y'all need keepers. Y'all aren't responsible enough to manage your money. You spend it on non-necessities. And then you let things like rent mount up for 5 fucking years. 5 fucking years. Not every, see, you're, I don't know how y'all got to live in grandma's house with that voucher. I just don't.
Third generation grifters. Excuse me.
I don't know. Oh, and thank you for reminding me about the doctor prescribed pharmaceuticals. Thanks for reminding me about that. I don't believe you were on any psych meds that wiped your memory. I don't. I don't believe you don't remember your 20s and your early 30s, Rebel. I don't believe you. None of us do.
When did he try to say that?
Oh, it was on his cry stream last night. I don't remember being 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I mean, my fucking God. More fantasy time with Rebel City Sports. I don't believe you lost your memory. I don't believe you. I don't believe you were on medication that made you erratic. I don't. See, your mom knew you weren't on any medication. Remember the Lawless panel when she said you were just on weed and Red Bull?
Yeah. We'll probably get to see that over Christmas. That video.
He will never say what medication he was on because it doesn't exist.
And Derek, as far as living with someone on Section 8, for as long as we've known, as long as I've known him, he's implied at different times that either he is taking care of his mother or she is taking care of him. One of them is being cared for by the other, and that's how they get to live there. Well, him going to court over this eviction now has some of the information on paper where you can see it on the court records, and he is claiming he's disabled.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, you talk an awful lot about things that happened in the past for somebody whose memory was wiped, Rebel. I think you're full of shit. And so does everybody else, for the record. Nobody believes your bullshit story about losing your memory and medication making you act erratically. See, because you haven't changed. See, you still think you should have gotten your way and the attorney should have gotten you to get to stay and wiped your debt clean and given you a retard pass. And when that didn't happen, and he tried to offer you some extra time because it's the dead of fucking winter, you treated him like garbage. I didn't sign a retainer. He's free, asshole. He's doing you a favor. I don't know where he gets off.
Yeah, Blues, the story keeps changing. Oh, Grandma in Section 8? Grandma owned the home. And so possibly they just turned over their vouchers.
Oh, yeah. And his complaining about people saying my mom was lying about having an aneurysm. We know she had an aneurysm. She just didn't have it when you put up that GoFundMe, Rebel. That's all.
Are we watching the video or?
Let's see.
Yeah, and you know when they did the blog on him in 2019, and that was Turtle Boy and Brett and Kate, right? Do I have that right on who did the blog?
I don't know.
Well, they did a pretty good job on it. Hey, Creel.
See, I would think that there's a waiting list for Section 8. I thought they had it when they were there.
There was a conversation about on that the Lawless one. Ellen said she paid her rent to Mary, didn't she? Where's Kritz when you need her?
She's out.
I know. She's probably out on a date.
All right, homeless for Christmas.
I'll be homeless for Christmas, 'cause I wanted weed.
And that's our lovely Liz Kay singing the tunes of Connie's Blue Christmas. He'll have a blues.
There's Fritz.
Christmas. Hey, Kritz. Connie and Mary, were they on Section 8 during that time, or were they just paying her cash? Because we could have swore Ellen said in Lawless, I could have swore, sorry, in Lawless's video, didn't Ellen say something about that they paid rent to Mary, and that's why they felt Mary's house should have been theirs? When she was talking to Kate, maybe. Just hit that link. Come on up, Kritz. Come on.
What you doing, Tubbers? He's waiting on wet food. I know he is.
Oh yeah, it's coming up in 23 minutes, right?
Yep. It's like, no, no. No, I good boy.
They didn't pay a cent to Mary? Okay, so the Section 8 did start after Mary, which would be the apartment that they're in now, then I guess, right? Okay. Yes, Section 8 started after that. All right. Well, they've got a really shitty record then, don't they?
Section 8 started after. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. But Connie said they'll lose the Section 8 again. Yeah, Connie is probably using that as a grift, but you might be right.
Y'all deserve to lose the Section 8.
Yeah.
You deserve to lose the Section 8, Rebel, because you didn't pay your portion. That's a stipulation and requirement of the program.
Yep.
It's like the federal government steps in and says, hey, well, we realize that you guys have a hard time making enough money to pay for an apartment on your own. And we recognize that you have a hard time doing that. And so we're willing to help you, but you still got to pay a little bit. You still got to make some sort of sacrifice. That's the stipulation of the program. And the fact that you don't get that and don't think you should have to, the fact that you are collecting tens and thousands of dollars from the people here for fucking years, and you never thought you should have to give a dime of it for bills.
Sugar Crits, I was thinking the same thing about losing it before moving in with Mary, and that's how they ended up at Mary's. But that is such a deep wormhole that we have been down year after year with him. Yeah. And it just goes right back to him being heroin baby and being held back in first grade and all that shit, to where, we're pretty sure that the state of Massachusetts has always supported them. And YouTube generous donors have always given him money for all of his wants because the state takes care of all of their needs. And we don't have a problem with that. I just don't like that he's lying his ass off to you about why he needs the money.
I believe Brett said the waiting period after losing Section 8 is 5 years.
Wowza. So he'll still receive his monthly check from the state of Massachusetts, but he's now paying full rent, and it's not a Section 8. He's like me or you, right, Liz?
Well, he can probably get reduced price housing.
Yeah. But not no 200 and...
Right.
It was under 300. I don't know if it was 270 or 290, but what's sick is they think the state owes them more. Yeah. They always do. They think everybody does. Yeah. Yeah. It takes some folks 5 years just to get on Section 8. People that need it. And remember how Connie just a few months ago was bitching that all they had was hamburger and chicken in their freezer to eat? He was complaining that their freezer was full of just hamburger and chicken, and he wanted McDonald's. Probably to get a hamburger and chicken McNuggets and those delicious fries.
Why he thinks he should not have to. And fucking McDonald's. Gross. Stay here and make something myself, damn it. I'm looking forward to going to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now that I can actually cook a little bit.
With the cooler temperatures too, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know, Chris. Again, wasn't that part of the discussion on all this? Or did the rent money was it just addressed about living with Mary in Mary's house?
I mean, is that what you did, Rebel? Were you supposed to pay the rent and didn't tell her that you stiffed the landlord for years? Is that what happened?
He always has guarded that mailbox like a hawk, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you have the video where he stomped the the bouquet of Mother Days flowers that he got? That someone
Oh, I'm sure Richard Cheese has it.
someone sent his Mother's Day flowers because he was asking for money, and we all know that if we give him money, it's not going to go towards her; it would go towards weed. So they delivered had flowers delivered, and just like any phone call, any knock on the door, ring at the bell will ring, he's the one answering it because he's got to intervene any communication between her and the outside world. And he went up and just stomped the shit out of them flowers, kicked them right out of the doorway of the entrance of the apartment building, and then went in and lied to her. She said, "Was that for me?" Nope, it wasn't. On Mother's Day, because he didn't get $20 cash. He got a bouquet of flowers to give his mom instead.
Want to talk to everybody, Tobers? In a minute, he will try to jump up here and go. Come on. Maybe he thinks I'm not paying attention to him. But yeah, he talks about his mom like it's his wife. It's gross.
Oh, did Tober say Rebel sucks?
Rebel sucks. More food for me.
I'll see if I can find that Mother's Day clip.
I'm amazed that I have a feeling they bent over backwards for these people, but they probably have to, given that it's Massachusetts. I can't believe they. Yeah, I played that one first for Michelle.
Here, Liz, I'll drop that Mother's Day one. Fortunately, Richard Cheese has the word flowers in the title, so all you have to do is hit that magnifying glass and voila, it pops up. Awesome, Richard Cheese. And Richard Cheese is a great clipper, restreamer. If anything you need on him that Blues or Sugar Crits can't or doesn't have, Richard Cheese definitely has it.
Tomer says hungry. Meow.
Oh, look there. Check your chat out.
Oh,
Got
thank
a
you, Beth
super chat.
Meadows. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
You got a super chat.
All right, Tabers. All right. How about a few minutes early? How about that? Okay.
Has anybody noticed on their laptop the chat coming up extremely slow lately?
I don't know.
Or like if you exit out and come back, it takes forever to come up again. Oh, look at him sitting there at attention.
Oops. Meow. Meow. It's meow. Meow.
Liz is 13 minutes early, and he's just like, right on, mama.
Feed me. Feed me. Meow, 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 meow. What is it, boy? What is it? Meow. 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 Large boy. Norton and George. All right. Yeah. All right. I need to eat. I'm gonna throw this out.
He's such a handsome guy. Everybody have a good day today? Other than being cold in the snow, mine wasn't bad. Oh, he gets a big plate full of food. Oh, sorry. I'm watching on my laptop, which I think I'm behind. Haha.
Oh, I had to turn the light on in the kitchen. First thing I'm going to get is some night lights because there are places to plug them in. And yeah, there are places to plug them in, and I don't see very well in the dark at all.
Mm-hmm. I know how that is.
Let's see. Where's my layout? There we go. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm buying a new bed.
Nice.
Not an expensive one, but
Yeah.
thank you, Beth Meadows. I washed it. I'm going to have to share the products that I use on my hair because they are drugstore priced products made in Korea. And they basically do the things for my hair that I wished fancy brands like Dream Coat and Living Proof and stuff like that do. Because for the first time, I've been able to grow my hair out like this.
Barbecue.
But yeah, having
Right.
healthy hair doesn't have to be expensive. Let's see. No Mother's Day flowers for Ellen because Connie stomped the shit out of them.
I vacationed in Kansas City a couple of years back, Sugar Crits, just to find the best barbecue. And I thought it was, and I'll probably get the name backwards, Flat Jacks or Jack Flats, something like that. I thought that place was the bomb.
You know what I think I'm going to do Friday night?
Barbecue?
No,
What?
I don't barbecue.
Hell no, you got that brother with the grill.
No,
The midlife crisis grill. Jack
the
Stack.
midlife
There we go.
crisis. No, I thought I would go down to the neighborhood bar.
Ooh, girlfriend. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Sing, I didn't expect that. Sing some karaoke.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, you would have a blast doing that, Liz. Yeah. that
Well,
would be good.
see, I never wanted to go out where I was at because I was so far away from everybody I knew. Here, I know the owner and his wife. They know me. They knew my mom. They knew my dad. They know my brother. And they'll never let me go out to my car alone at night. They'll have somebody escort me out.
Yep.
So that's the kind of neighborhood place it is.
Yeah, and they know what a good singer you are, so it's not like they're going to be, like hissing at you when you.
Well, let's put it this way. You know what? I like to sing, but I've got nothing on the owner's wife.
Ah, all right.
The owner's wife her voice is just absolutely fantastic. She is actually somebody who sings professionally.
Oh, Liz Blues has a question for you.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Blues. Go ahead and where is my phone?
Be careful, Liz. It's probably hot off the press, still a little warm to the touch. Like bug your fingers with Blues clips.
I would love to premiere it.
And speaking of clips and videos, will you video any of your karaokeing on Friday night?
Yes.
Do you want Blues to text it? Oh, I'm sorry. I think you just highlighted that, which means you are well aware of it.
Oh, there we go.
Beth, that's so nice of you to always think of Tober's treats.
Tober's treats.
Yep. Brett and Beth both think of Tober's treats.
And believe me, Tober. Chris, I'm going to use your DMs as a placeholder.
Tober's is like Connie. He's become accustomed to them.
Yeah, I think y'all should keep paying for his treats because he's gotten used to that lifestyle. I'm really just playing.
Tober's ain't.
I was buying him treats anyway.
I know. It's on your grocery list, probably.
Yeah, well, wait until I show you all. Yeah, his
toy box.
He pays for it in cuteness.
Yep, that's right.
All right, so let's go ahead and bring up this. Post-court lies and jackassery.
All right, I like the title there, Blues.
All right, so we're going to kick back and listen to this. This is from earlier.
Just trying to take my mind off shit right now.
Is he packing? Yep, there goes the tape. He's packing, guys. His hot glue guns in the box.
Not gonna lie.
His t-shirt with the flag on it.
Stuff. But I'm thankful that, at least, it's over for today right now. At least right now I can just chill. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what to expect. I'm just doing what I think, I have to do. I'm not even trying to, I'm not trying to retaliate or anything, because that's what the attorney said to me today, or said to the judge, I mean,
Did he say
trying to say me and my mom
retaliate?
are trying to retaliate.
Oh my goodness. The judge said
Okay.
that?
So this is part of the problem with you, Rebel. All you ever want to do is chill. And I'm glad you said that because I noted it too. That all he's ever talking about is wanting to chill. I just want to chill. I just want to chill. I just want to chill. Meaning you want to ignore reality. You don't want to accept it. I just retaliate by saying they are living in poor living conditions with cockroaches. If you have roaches, I'm pretty sure it's your fault.
And what did he say it was the judge that actually said that? If the judge is calling me out, holy shit.
But so yeah, I wish, that we were able to mediate. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think they're trying to mediate. So
What's there to
it's
mediate,
kind of like
motherfucker?
I don't really have a choice. I feel I have to do this point what I have to do to, like, sure that keep us off the streets pretty much. Because when it gets to that point, if it gets to that point, I don't know what to expect. I'm not ready for that, and it does suck because I feel, like this eviction on my mom's record is like
Hey,
really
Stormy.
a big burden because it's really hard to, like, have places accept us due to that, and these people gang stalking me and my mom like they have been. I'm not gonna lie, it distracted the fuck out of me. Like I don't know, maybe I could have applied to more places or looked harder for us to, because I don't know, maybe like but that's what it was though. It's like I, get distracted by that shit. It
No.
fucks with me bad, and well, I should have probably been putting more effort towards looking for a place. Like I probably,
No, you spent all these months crying about the fact that you weren't getting donations anymore, that you wanted cigarettes, you wanted weed, and you weren't getting the money anymore, and people were giving money to AC and to Brett and to Tonic and to other people. You were crying about everybody else getting donos. Almost, Jamie, yeah, Jamie, and just why would a landlord want to accept you and your mother? Why?
Mhm. Hey, Raz.
like this shit overwhelmed me. These people, like, they know what's gonna distract the fuck out of me. But like that's what it is, It's not like I wanted to stay, Like I don't even want to be here. I wish I could get us the fuck out. So it's like I'm in a really fucked up position here because, like, now I have to play the attorney. I have to
Nah.
represent us, and their attorney says I'm trying to retaliate. Like it's like, but it's not like that though. It really isn't. Like if we had,
Oh,
the ability to get the fuck out of here
sorry.
and, good enough place, safe enough for her, like I'd be out of here in a second. you know. So right now I'm just trying to slow my mind down because it's just a lot going on.
Yeah, he thinks landlords should be willing to forfeit thousands of dollars for the convenience of two deadbeat losers.
Yeah, he wanted the slate clean and just to
But
start fresh at the
I
same
appreciate
place.
y'all forcing me to take my mind off this shit for a little bit because this has been
Damn
a
sure
really
wasn't in
tough
Texas either, Stormy.
few days for me. Um, it's been a really tough 5 years.
You need to understand that there is no place where y'all can live for
But
free.
And Stormy, you're weren't here
I'm
earlier
really just doing what I
in
feel I
court
have to do.
today. He told them that they didn't know about the
People are trying
overdue
to
rent,
sexualize,
and he also said
stereotype
that
me and my mom
they
like
struggled to
like
keep up with it.
like
They
some
couldn't
fucked up
afford
shit.
it.
It's not even like that. Like so, but
Which we
that's
both
what
know
people
is
believe. That's
perjury,
fucked up.
Stormy.
And just because they dealt with these law cows like Chris Chan and these people out there like that are way out there type, a lot of people who are familiar with say Kiwi farms, like they found me and they're the type where they will come at you with everything. They will throw any accusation, allegation towards you. They'll call.
Raz brings up an excellent point. An excellent point.
That's right, Stormy. That's what I was saying about his perjury on that, not knowing about it or not being able to keep up with it because Candace's $1,600 she thought was getting him even a clean slate, didn't she? She thought that was a clean slate with their rent
Yeah,
when she got
but
eviction.
why should you have those vouchers, Rebel? I mean, there are plenty of people that are on that waiting list for those vouchers that are more than willing to pay their portion.
And moms with children that really are dependent on their mother that need the state's help, not a pair of grifters.
Candace was my best friend of 45 years. He told her all about back rent. Such a liar. He is a liar. That's what I said, that the whole business with Candace involved the back rent. This back rent has been an ongoing thing. For him to say he didn't know about it, he's a liar. You're a liar, Rebel. And you lie. And if you tried to tell that tale to the court, you lied to the court.
Perjury rebel. That's doesn't have quite
Oh
the ring.
yeah. He was going to go in with evidence. How? No judge is going to give a fuck. Not a tap dancing, river dancing. Fuck you, you fuck. No judge is going to care that somebody on YouTube was mean to you. Nobody's going to care. All they're going to see is that your mother and you did not pay that measly little $276 for 5 fucking years. You're lucky that they weren't able to do this to you sooner because people got a hold of your landlord successfully. I mean, I know that there are people that have tried to contact those women. I know they have. So,
Michelle, for someone that's not in the First Amendment sector, Rebel has had the most court experience out of all of us, hasn't he? I mean, I don't know anybody else that other than First Amendment auditors and those kind of guys, right? They deal with it. They're kind of used to it. The rest of us, well, I don't even know the last encounter I had. Oh, yeah, I do. It was when I was hanging out with somebody that was kind of a First Amendment auditor. That was the last time I had an encounter with a cop.
I mean, I think about this house that I'm living in, and the title of my live stream, Comforting Mid-Century Ugliness. It just,
Yeah.
it's hideous. Oh my God. It really is. But I don't care. It's comforting. All I can think of is my parents' old kitchen and the avocado green appliances and the copper aspic molds on the wall. And it just, it just, like I said, it feels just like little whispers of childhood at home, you know?
Yep.
But he would cry. He'd be crying. It's not comparable. It's not comparable.
He had Crit's documents. Was it in a Cerrone, Mike Cerrone? What do you call those big old binders, Liz? That has the alphabet in them. You know what I'm talking about? Or maybe 3-ring binder like Mike Cerrone
Oh,
that he couldn't find shit in ever.
yeah. He expects everything to be modern and fancy. And I just, he'd be crying if he were here. You know, it's just, it's clean. I don't smell any mildew anywhere. So, there's that. And like I said, it's just kind of comforting. I, I've just, I have been here by myself all week long. Um, the other person that lives here is a truck driver, so they're never home. But he would be crying because he's such a privileged little fuckwipe. You know, that the business with Candace, that was just,
Call you a pedophile. They'll call you and like say you're incest, whatever. They'll say, you grope or grape someone. They'll, and based off of nothing,
He called us
sometimes
all
like,
pedophiles 6 months ago.
the thing is, like, if they hate someone enough, like they will just manufacture something if it's necessary to, and me, I was the type where I would just trade, I would, get on people's nerves intentionally, like, yeah, probably, because, I wasn't really thinking that great. And, you know, like I can definitely, like, that's why I even said Tonic, like, even though he says, he's done streams on me, and even the other day, like, using a thumbnail, it's like, am I surprised of it? No, like, because I piss people off. Like, I would, because I'd respond, I'd react. And, there was many times where even Tonic would say, like, if you don't react, then, eventually people will just ignore it. And that was what, years ago. And I remember I didn't listen, and it's fucked up. Um, Being in the situation, people want to say that we intentionally held back on rent or something. It's not even like that either.
yeah, it
Because
is.
I told my landlord that my mom was not able to keep up on rent, that like we were struggling. And
You talk about how it was only your mom's job to do it. You were supposed to keep up on it. Just because you quit working doesn't mean that portion didn't need to be paid. See, your mother would be paying a portion if she were living in an apartment by herself. Do you understand? And this is not just around your mother's neck, this is around your neck too.
And we were. She was, like, she really was. And you know, my landlord said she was gonna help out with or I don't even want to talk about this because it's not anyone's business here. But it really was just a misunderstanding. I feel like, I probably should have paid more attention to what was going on, but let time pass thinking that things were fine, and I didn't know how much time raft covers or how much um it covers in rent or back payment. Like, I just assumed, things were all right because, no one ever said, hey, like months later that, things were a problem. I probably just, wasn't thinking,
You are
my head was
such
all over the
a
place trying to come up with
liar.
that
Yeah, he
Oh
location.
my
is.
So
God.
yeah, I probably, really didn't pay attention. And uh I know my mom wouldn't have. So I honestly think it was just a miscommunication
Oh,
or something, and I just, assumed things were fine, and
the
things probably
residential.
weren't.
Okay, just a second.
Me being
Residential Assistance for Families and Transition program provides short term emergency funding to help you with eviction, foreclosure, loss of utilities, and other housing emergencies. Personally, I think if you're on Section 8, you shouldn't be eligible for RAFT. RAP sounds like some sort of short term program for families who are working to make ends meet that meet hard times. It doesn't sound like something for shiftless little motherfuckers. Since RAFT provides up to $7,000 for a 12-month period, so your family can stay in your current home. It's another. It never occurred to you to pay it, Rebel? I mean, dear God, you knew. See, you're a liar. You knew. You knew. Candace Smithson was involved with it. You knew about the back rent. When the notice to quit came in May, you were quick to tell us that it wasn't over the rent, that the property had been sold. You knew about the goddamn back rent, Rebel. You're a fucking liar.
Hey, Liz, I'm going to take a
barely
call.
said that.
I got to step down, okay?
All right. Thanks, Hostel.
I didn't pay attention, probably. Again, distracted, easily distracted. you know, especially when these people are terrorizing your life the way they are or do. Like it's distracting as fuck. And, you know, especially being under, you know, um, that kind of stress, like I probably didn't know how to deal with it and just wasn't able to focus, I think. 'Cause it really wasn't doing anything to try to, you know, I wasn't trying to hold back and rent, like, you know, knowing that it could lead to this, like I would have never asked or would want this. Like this isn't something I would have wanted to happen.
Rebel, on what planet are you not eventually evicted for not paying your rent? I mean, I know it takes a whole hell of a lot longer in the state of Massachusetts. Michelle, he makes me sick. He makes me sick. You know, he's lying. He's still lying. Lying. You know, oh, there were supposed to be programs. And now you're supposed to tell us. What I can't get past is one of his biggest regrets is that he was not lazier on this platform. There were people here telling you what this could lead to. You always acted like you and your mother were one step away from being evicted again from your place. Why is that? If Raft was covering it, why were you always acting like the homeless specter loomed large? Unless, of course, that business with your back rent was an ongoing thing like we fucking know it was since Candace Smithson was alive, you fucking asshole. More programs, more systems for you and mom to scam.
It's, you know, it's, it's not like I planned this. But now that I'm in this position, like, what am I supposed to do? Just throw us out in the streets? Like now I don't know what to do because I just want to find us a place as quick as I can.
Send your mother to your sisters. I don't know what to tell you. You have had people here telling you for years that you couldn't just let that go. You've had people telling you for years to get your head out of your ass and to start thinking about tomorrow. He would rather starve in the street than admit that he was wrong. Oh no, he was awful pissed off at Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. RAPT is only going to help temporarily. There are too many families out there that need the assistance more than they do. Of course they do. Your mother can't stay on the street. She needs to go to your sister's, or she needs to go to an assisted living facility. I don't know what to tell you. I've been telling you for months, and I've been telling you for 2 fucking years to pull your head out of your ass. See, this is what infuriates me, is you've had all these people telling you that you needed to wake up and pay attention. You were told that you needed to stop smoking so much, that you needed to stop smoking so much weed, that you needed to roll your own cigarettes if you were going to keep on smoking, that you were just wasting your money, wasting. So, but instead, you said we were trying to kill you by suggesting that you find some other way to fund your vices. You suggested we were trying to kill you. You suggested people were trying to kill you when we suggested that, apply for an assistance or get a job. God forbid. I'm sorry, but I just don't believe you can't work. As long as there's people with Down syndrome checking out people at the grocery store, I just don't believe you can't. It's won't. I saw an old man with one leg in a chair greeting people at Walmart. He was too old to be having to work, but he was there anyway because he needed the money. Might have had a seasonal job to get the grandchildren some Christmas presents. I don't know. But if I can see, if a one-legged old man can be a Walmart greeter, somebody with Down syndrome can bag your groceries. If you can sit online and stream for hours on end, there's something you can be doing. If you get a job, you'll have to admit that we were right and you were wrong, and that's why you won't. That, and all you qualify for is very low-paying, dirty jobs. Fast food. Entry level. I don't really want to hear it. Minimum wage in Massachusetts is $15 an hour. That's not what it is here. Y'all get a padded minimum fucking wage in Massachusetts. Do you know what the minimum wage in Texas is for non-tipped employees? It's still $7.25 an hour. And it hasn't gone up since 2009. But yeah, be homeless, Connie. Be homeless. You would rather starve in the fucking street. than be wrong and admit that you were wrong. That sort of pride is not going to help you, and it's not going to help your mother. Of course, you could go move to California where it's $20 an hour minimum wage. I mean, but then, of course, that doesn't go very far in California because California is monstrously expensive. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I really do. The whole situation just makes me sick because you ignored everything everyone was trying to tell you. And now, instead of relieved that nothing went down, besides, another court date continuance, you're just relieved that you have more time. See, this is the thing with you. Why do you think after just 4 months, I started packing my stuff to leave my apartment? Because in February, the community helped me pay my rent. In March, I struggled and scrimped and scraped. In April, I realized I couldn't do it anymore, so I left the first half of May. Why do you think I did that? Because having that specter looming over me was emotionally destructive to me. I could not take the stress. Instead, y'all just sit where you're at. You don't make any changes and pretend like you're going to get your way when you weren't. You thought that you were going to get some sort of retard pass. You were going to get to stay, slate get wiped clean. You wouldn't have to pay all that rent, and you'd get possession of your home. Like I said, if I were somebody living at Sharon Greens on Section 8 and I had a part-time job and I was making sacrifices to pay my portion, I'd be making arrangements for you to attend a sock and soap party in your honor. Just knowing you live in the same complex. Yeah, I'd be setting up a sock and soap party for you, fucker. You little shit. You talk about somebody that needs a sock and soap party. Courtside website hasn't been updated yet, but I'm guessing his next court date is either right before Christmas or right after. But see, Beth Meadows, all this time, he knew the past due rent was a thing. If they lost that raft assistance, personally, I don't think he should have gotten it. I don't think they should have qualified for it. They were already getting Section 8. They were already in an all bills paid apartment. They were already on food stamps. How many more programs are there supposed to be to give you a free ride? And you're correct, Stormy. It is hard to understand why anybody would want to be a landlord in Massachusetts. See, this whole thing about struggling to keep up with the rent, you're full of shit, Rebel. You don't leave that most important thing, especially when it was a measly $276. You don't leave that to chance. Oh, well, when he goes before the judge, it'll be regular eviction court, right? Yeah, and that doesn't even count the tens of thousands of dollars people on YouTube sunk into these motherfuckers. You're a jackass, Rebel. You deserve whatever you get. My advice is to send your mother to your sister's, to pack her things and to send her there. Maybe if you got a job, Rebel, she might let you come too. So instead of making phone calls and trying to find out how you're going to milk the system again, I would tell you that your best bet is to ask your sister to forgive you, to get a job, and to see if she'll take you in. But instead, you're just trying to hang on to your meal ticket. Because I'd be willing to bet half of the issue with your sister and you is the fact that you're a shiftless little motherfucker. As she should have been. As she should have been. And instead, he curses her very existence to this day. And he pretends he loves his mother. Yeah, he'll be a burden. He'll never leave. And she absolutely had every right to be furious about it. I wonder if anybody has any of those streams where we found out what he did with that money. My advice to you is to get a job. You know, employment has always been the ultimate answer to your problems. It's always been the one sure solution. But yeah, pretending it's just bad communication. And no, this rent business was a thing 3 years ago when Candace was still alive. This rent business was a thing back in May when you received the notice to quit because you were quick to leap on the pretense of it not being over the past due rent. That's when you lied to all of us. See, they ought to spend, you know what? They ought to have bosses that specialize in dealing with people like him. They ought to have work programs for people like him that don't want to work, need to be made to. I think if she had known the true character of Ellen, she wouldn't have gave that money. Did he really? Did she think she was helping them with the rent? Lying about non-payment, but just the fact that she let that debt just mount up and mount up. You've gotten so many free things. You basically got into that place for free. You didn't work yourself out of homelessness. Shut up and fuck out of here. None of that money went to the car. Didn't go to rent. You're a piece of shit. Yeah, we never bought them a couch. He had somebody buy him and his mother new beds. It just makes me pull my fucking hair out. Here I am counting my blessings that when I get paid, I'll be able to go buy an inexpensive mattress. And he was ungrateful for one that was given to him. He's such a shit. He's horrible. Yeah, he keeps talking about how hard it is to find a place with the eviction on Ellen's record and her credit score. I was like, what about you, motherfucker? This whole eviction thing. It's going on yours too. You're on the lease. You know, you had been through this before. The difficulty of getting a place after being evicted 5 years ago. You knew how difficult it would be to find a place if you got tossed out for non-payment. I just don't understand why you would let such a thing happen again on such a just such an incredible scale. No, Michelle, he said he didn't want to sign that lease. What do you mean? He said he knew at the time he didn't want to sign the lease, but why wouldn't he want to sign it? Because he'd be on the hook? Because he was signing something that said he would pay and he had no intention to? Is that what it was? He said he can't believe it's been 8 months since they received a 30-day notice. The rules were too strict. Uh, I just, oh, some language on the lease he didn't like. Well, let's see. Oh, wait, just a second.
It's, you know, it's, it's not like I planned this. But now that I'm in this position, like, what am I supposed to do? Just throw us out in the streets? Like, now I don't know what to do because I just want to find us a place as quick as I can. I just don't know. Like, I'm panicking, y'all. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I I just like get so distracted so easily. Like, it's just like I need to I need to focus, but like I don't know. I need to like I just really need to focus.
Yeah, all he had to do was cough up less than 300 a month. Huh. Well, see, that's where he took pot shots at me, Stormy, because, I'd come online asking for help for rent. And he had taken shots at Andrew asking for help with his real issues. He thought, I don't know what he thought. He literally makes me sick. Absolutely sick. Mostly because he's always trying to run into oncoming traffic. Well, he got this list from Boston Metro Housing that he was all up in arms over. It's not comparable. It's unacceptable. He basically got a list of low income housing and he flipped out over it. And now maybe you're realizing that you're going to be lucky to get to stay in one of those places at all, aren't you? And you may be right. Now, your goal is to prove to everyone that he can live life as he wants it, and it will all be handed to him for nothing. That is the rebel persona, and is the only thing he actually values. Yeah, well, don't tell my detractors that, Stormy. They think I've gotten used to asking for things. He privated that stream. I could have sworn he privated it. Oh,
It's not like I planned this. But now that I'm in this position, like, what am I supposed to do? Just throw us out in the streets? Like, now I don't know what to do because I just want to find us a place as quick as I can. I just don't know. Like, I'm panicking, y'all. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I I just like get so distracted so easily. Like, it's just like I need to I need to focus, but like I don't know. I need to I just really need to focus. Just need to think. I don't know if anyone has any suggestions, but
Suggestion: get offline, get a job, stop crying.
anyways, I'm gonna hop off here soon. At least I can try to get some sleep tonight, maybe. Yeah, worst case scenario, that might be the best option if it has to come to that, you know. But I'm gonna be looking for places, and I've applied for a few recently, and have in the past to applied for a lot of places, but I'm trying to figure out how to deal with her addiction being on her record. You know, how do I go about that? How does it, it just, it doesn't look good with her credit score. So I don't know what to do in this situation right now. But I just gotta take it one day at a time, because it's like, I'm not gonna lie, this shit's overwhelming as fuck. But I'm just appreciating the moment right now to just, at least right now, to just chill.
Yeah, just chill. All you ever want to do is chill. You don't ever want to take care of business.
I don't know. Word. I might hopefully work out. I gotta really put effort to just mostly applying to places every day. Like, I can't be getting distracted. Like, I can't even believe I really, can't believe we've been here for 8 months either. Like, it's like, after we got 30-day notice, because that it just like shit, really, these people doing this shit to us really distracted the fuck out of me. Like, I can't even believe, like, I don't know. Like, I just need to stay focused. But right now, I'm chilling right now.
Yeah, you're chilling.
And take it one day at a time.
Chilling.
Right. What's up, Nemi? I haven't been watching streams on here, keeping up with a lot of what's going on here. And I gotta I'm not in the yeah. So
Yeah, just chilling is what got him in this predicament.
like Abe says, anyways, I got better stuff to do, Rebel, than hang out with you. I gotta go. No, I'm kidding.
How do you like them snapples?
Right. So it's probably a good time to just get off here, I think. I don't, know what else to talk about. And I don't think anyone else is gonna come up on panel, so guess I'll talk to y'all later.
Add rap to the program list. You're right. Well, I have been live just over 2.5 hours. I appreciate everybody that came by my panel tonight and listened to me talk. I just don't know what to say anymore. Rebel, you know what the answers are. You know what they are. You know, you do. You just don't want to accept it. Got a lot of shit for calling you out because I wound up needing help of my own. But they didn't see what I saw. You're in trouble. You won't do anything to fix it. You don't want to. You don't want to try. Like you said, 7 figures or nothing. If you can't get where you want to be, then there's no use in even trying, right? Isn't that right? That's what you said. But yeah, you are a money pit around the necks of the community. And the ladies here, see, here's the difference between the ladies and the guys. See, the guys, they like to play with their food. Well, it was getting a little bit ridiculous. There's such a thing as playing with your food. But then there's worry fucking it until it rots and you can't even eat it. And that's what the guys were doing with you, Rebel. They were worry fucking you. And the ladies were fed up. It's just like, fuck this meme. So, anyway, I will see y'all maybe later, probably the weekend. I got lots of stuff to do to get my room ready for a new bed, and I am hopefully I'll have it all up the next time I go live. Anyway, I will see you guys on the YouTube streets, and thanks for coming by tonight. Good night.